Welcome, my name is Matt, aka Roadjet88. We are going to look into Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Territory Battle. Our first phase should be beginning. In my time zone, Central Time Zone, it's from in Texas. It usually shows up about 12 o'clock noon for me. I don't know, imagine either they're in sync collectively together based on whatever time zone you are at. So whether it's 1 o'clock, almost 1 o'clock where you are, or 11 o'clock, I'm assuming collectively our territory battle phase 1 begins at the same time, all together. So, depending on where you are in the time zone, that might make a difference. Let's see if our battle is beginning. It is beginning in 12 minutes. So, while I'm waiting, I'm going to go ahead and run my dailies. So, that took me a little bit of a minute. I was running my dailies. And now I'm here. So let's get into it. As I pointed out in yesterday's standpoint, we were in basically preparation phase. It was a warning, a recruitment, letting us know, hey, we have a territory battle coming up. It was letting us know which one it was. Geonosis, Separatist, Might. There are two versions of Geonosis battle, just like there are two versions of Hoth battles. Now, if you're going to be in a guild, you want to be a part of these battles. So we got a northern territory and a southern territory. Northern territory is Droid Factory. Southern territory is Canyons. Before we deploy, we want to address the battles. And me personally, I like to save setting up the platoons for after I've ran my battles, because I don't know if what I have is going to be enough for the battles, and who I might need for battles might need to be used up, which can be a downfall if you only have so much to work with. Because as someone who trained Navy Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps, served some time, and retired out of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, if there's anything I do know, you don't want a platoon or a squad full of shreps. You want muscled up, strong, well-trained members in your squad. I mean, you end up in a pinch, you want to know that you can survive, right? Now, we don't get to see these platoon battles play out, unfortunately, and that's kind of something I wish they had included with this game. Because it'd be nice to see how the battle plays out and see if what we deployed, what we set up as platoons, what it looked like in battle play mode. Was it effective? Was it not? I mean, the fact that we get to see these 3-star victories, standpoints, rarity up to push us along down the map further on, I mean, it does tell us something. But as someone who has been through service work and have seen what things look like when you don't have when you got some weakly trained members in your squad and platoon, it does make a difference. And I kind of feel like that would be a feature Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes could include, if they really wanted to kind of let the guild and the guild members see if what they deployed, if what they set up as platoons, was even really relatively effective in a battle at all or not. Because in my experience, it does make a difference. Now, that's trying to parallel reality with fiction. I get it. But take it into consideration. We're going to run battles first. And I can't do special mission. I'm not strong enough for it. This one I have the least to contribute to. So it is probably in my best interest to start with this one, because I don't have a whole lot to contribute. And Pago the Lesser is expected to be in that position. Now, I did some upgrading, some gearing up on some characters a while ago. And I got a huge list of characters to go through. We can't run to everybody I want to all at once collectively. But now I know Pago the Lesser is a feature. And it's kind of a dead given. If you know Star Wars, you know Geonosis, you know the Geonosians, you know the Geonosian leaders. Pago the Lesser is more or less like an XO to the Hive Queen. The Hive Queen would be the commanding officer. She's kind of the CEO, if you look at it in that terms. Pago the Lesser carries out her directives from her to the rest of the Geonosians. It is like I consider them like overgrown, mutated locusts, personally. And that's kind of almost what they look like. Pago the Lesser, he is a lead to the Geonosian species next to the Hive Queen. Asajj Ventress, she in the Clone Wars is known to run Separatist battles alongside with the Geonosians on Geonosis. So it makes sense. I was kind of wanting to have her as lead, to be honest. I feel like she would get full cooperation, whereas it looks like Pago the Lesser, his own people, almost are reluctant to even follow him at all. If you notice that. The droids listen to Pago the Lesser better than the Geonosians. That was a crappy line. Sorry about that. There. I mean, we have him set as leader. He has leader skills, abilities. And we are expected to let him be the mission unit leader for this battle. His own people, his own species, halfway don't want to follow his lead. The droids respond better than they do. But we don't have a choice. We have to go with this. Even Asajj is reluctant. But then again, that's Asajj. She's kind of her own person. More or less following Count Dooku until later. But we'll run this battle. And you might have you might have stronger Geonosians than I do. You probably have yours built up better than I do. I got to work on mine. And I've been well aware of this because I know Guild War Territory Battle Geonosis is a thing. I've done this. But again, when you got over 100 characters to work with, it's kind of hard to keep up with everyone. So, I mean, you do the best. We do the best we can. I'm going to run through the battle. You can do it manually or automatic autoplay. And maybe the Geonosians and Asajj are onto something, because that droid that was in full cooperation with Pago the Lesser, he's already gone in my squad. Maybe the others are smart not to be fully cooperative with Pago the Lesser. I mean, I've worked under commanding officers that gave a lot of BS orders. And if you can spot a BS order, yeah, you gotta question where that order's coming from and whether you really want to put yourself in that moral integrity dilemma. The thing of ultimatum with your own character, personal character. They may be your commanding officer, but you're the commanding officer of your own life, the way I see it. There are some power-tripping leaders that don't give a damn about what their orders are. And look, even Pago the Lesser got himself killed. But my squad is relatively weak, so I also kind of came into this half expecting not to see this all the way through. It's partly why I'm running it manually, too. Okay, I need to get rid of that Resurrector. As I pointed out, if you have a chess playing mentality, and I'm still familiarizing myself with some of these clone troopers. It's been 5 years since I last played, and I don't usually go up against too many clones when I battle, but if you're a chess player, you know you want the queen piece down as quick as you can, and you got to know how to get it strategically. There is a four move kill trick in chess where you can get the king in 4 moves, but that's a matter of whether your opponent knows what to watch for when you're running that move and knows how to defend it. If they know how to defend it, then you're up against someone pretty good because they got a good eye. Yep, I'm not going to make it past this one. But in Star Wars Guys of Heroes concept, if you were to parallel what I'm suggesting of chess with the queen, and the next, of course, would probably be your bishops and rooks you'd want to address if, you know, in the order concept. In Star Wars Guys of Heroes, if you have someone who resurrects the people you kill, you want that resurrector dead, because what's the point of killing their other squad members if they're just going to be brought back to life? And if you have a healer you have to go up against, what's the point of beating down their squad members if they're just going to heal them? My recommendation, take out the opponents who resurrect or heal their squad members. Take them out quick if you can, because it will make a difference. So my other 3 battles, I have a larger selection I can work off of. I want to see how my bounty hunter squad looks. Go with these guys. Now I have bumped up a few more relic amplified characters since my last Geonosis battle, but I'm gonna find out just how effective I am. I'm already finding out. There's a special mission I can't play yet. I don't have what I need, apparently, requirement, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. And I had one battle that was a little more specific. Might as well have been like a secondary special mission. Might as well. Take out that healer right there. I got a taunter, and that doesn't help either. If you have a healer, someone who heals and resurrects, and then they have a taunter, someone who taunts in their squad, that takes away the attention that you need to be able to take out the healer and the resurrector. The Night Sisters are bad about this. The Night Sisters can be a nightmare when you have that to go up against. If you ever go up against the Night Sisters, those zombies will constantly taunt you, and they never end until you manage to take out some of the, like, you got to deal with Mother Talzin and Odaka quick. If you have those two paired together, and then you have the zombie there, like, you got, and they're relicked up, like, you really got a battle on your hand right there. But if you have a taunter, then obviously you don't have a choice. You have to address the taunter. If you have someone who can actually get rid of that, debuff that, dispel or debuff that ability, might help, but nothing else. You're probably going to have to kill that taunter so you can get to whoever is resurrecting on their squad or healing on their squad, because what's the point of attacking the other members if they're just going to come right back, right? And you risk your own team being annihilated because you didn't take those guys out, because their squad was just endless. You want to make sure that their squad is going to see an end. And the resurrectors and the healers, they do not help. So you want them out of the picture just as badly as you would want the queen piece out of the picture in a chess game. So I'm in the 4th phase, and Geonosis territory battle is a higher difficulty battle level than Hoth. Hoth is much easier. I mean, that might as well be tutorial grounds, preparing us for what this is. This is a battle at its finest. But it's a good test to. It's a good opportunity to test where you're at with your squads, with your characters, who you need to work on, and what you need to build on. It is a good opportunity for that. It just simply is. Okay, so that's 2 battles down. They weren't full completions. I did the best I could. I have that Darth Vader, and I'm kind of savoring him. Now, what was I needing in this special mission? Well, I know I have been trying to work on my Viceroy, Newt Gunray, and I know I have been working on that B2 Super Battle Droid, as well as my Count Dooku. I've got that journey guide under Padme's journey guide, where these same units are required. I also have been focused on some other journey guides as well. As you can see, I haven't exactly unlocked my battle droids. So, this go around with Geonosis Separatist might, obviously, as we can see, I'm not going to be able to contribute to the special mission, but I can log this into mind. Hey, I need to be trying to unlock those droids. I need to ready them up. By the time we reach this territory battle again, which probably will be in about a month, would be my guess, if I'm not mistaken. It seems like these territory battles, they cycle. There's two different Hoth territory battles and 2 different Geonosian battles, correct? You're either the light side or the dark side. Looks like here we're running the dark side characters. So it might be about a good month before we see this territory battle again. Will I have these guys ready for that special mission next time we come around? I've been back in the game after 5 years absence for just a few months now, and I still don't. So, but it doesn't mean I can't work on them. I've been muscling up a bunch of other characters real quick. It's just a, matter of focus, for one. Anyways, let's see what kind of characters they are asking for in the platoons. I know I want to have good, clean battles. I want my battles to be clean, if possible. And that has been a matter of opinion now, hasn't it? Emperor Palpatine, I know I have him at a level 2 Relic Amplified. He is one I could contribute. What the hell? Okay. Was that me or someone else? Let's see. Oops. Now, I mean, if it was me, I would aim to have Relic Amplified, gear-tiered squad members in these platoons. However, we got to look at our guild members. We got to look at where they're at. Are we all up to that point where we could just load a whole platoon full of gear tier 13 Relic Amplified characters? No, I haven't taken a look myself, and no, we don't. But this is gear tier level 12 with Grand Moff Tarkin, and for capital ship purposes, you kind of want your fleet commanders geared up also. You want those guys geared up pretty good so that your fleet battles can be successful. Because they do contribute to the success if the fleet commander is built up. Gear tier to level 12 isn't bad if there's no gear tier 13 to offer. Gear tier 11, I'd be willing, but I'd be reluctant. You go any lower than that, I mean, if we're in the blue gear tier levels of squad members in the platoons. This is Geonosis. Look at how hard the battles have ran. Imagine what the platoon battle could look like if they showed us a video play of what that looks like. Imagine how quickly we would be annihilated if we just ran that. If there was that concept, and I wish they did. I kind of wish they would. They don't, unfortunately, and I get it. But it does make a difference. We want to get this start up, right? We want these leveled up. Think about it. The more we level up on these, the stronger the characters, the quicker this is going to level up. So, for level 3, all Galactic Republic characters have 25% galactic critical avoidance and take a bonus turn whenever they defeat an enemy. Also, they gain 5% turn meter whenever an enemy gains any bonus turn meter. Now, for the level 2, which we want to get to, right? We want to get to level 2 to be able to have this. 10% critical avoidance in Galactic Republic characters don't gain turn meter when an enemy gains bonus turn meters. This is affecting our battles. This is affecting starring up the territory battle, the territory segments. Those phases are affecting building up this meter, which in turn affects seeing this 3-star up. We want to see that 3-star up. How are a bunch of shrimps gonna 3-star that up? I mean, you could deploy them. They could be your frontline minions to send into a battle, like a new recruit out of the army boot camp kind of situation. They're probably at best fit for that. But if you want a platoon that is making all the difference to how your battles are playing out, to how your stars are raring up in your victories, then it is kind of something to take into consideration, is who are we putting in to the platoons? Are we putting in a bunch of fresh new boots out of the academy into the platoons? Or are we putting in some skilled soldiers leading up those platoons who are actually going to make a difference, going to not just be damaged, but they're going to make an impact. They're going to have almost a tank effect. They're going to have a support effect to our battles, in our battles. They're going to support our build-up in our victory stars. It is a number of things to take into consideration. We may not get to see the play out in video form of what the platoon is looking like when they go out into this territory battle, but we kind of do. We almost kind of do, just by how we play through when those platoons are put together. They're not just there to look cute and for nothing. They are there for these effects specifically. So the stronger the stronger squad members you line up in a platoon, the better the effect is gonna be in our battles. The more we get contributed to our efforts in this. Geonosis is a tough territory battle. Hoth is a cakewalk. A lot of it is individual effort. The other half is team effort and how we organize and plan through on this. Now, I understand this is a laid-back guild that I'm in. I'm in a laid-back guild. You have a competitive guild, that's going to make a difference to them. They're going to care. If I was in a competitive guild, they probably would have kicked me out a long time ago. I'm just saying. Just because I'm not contributing much with where I'm at, player power position, where my characters are at. This guild, there are guilds like the one I'm in that are considered laid back. They'll work with you. But if you want to be able to, but if you have a competitive side, you want to challenge yourself individually. Think about what you're contributing to the guild. While you may be in a guild with laid back members, that's okay. You don't have to take it personal, because, why would you agree to be in a laid back guild if you took it personal? But if you're the kind of person that still likes to try to challenge yourself a little bit, then challenge yourself by trying to help contribute where the laid back members are probably going to be missing it. Just kind of take that into consideration. The guild leader is going to set his guild and run it the way he wants to. That is his decision. If he doesn't want to be putting stress on people on a game that is a sideline to everyone's real life reality, makes sense. I got a life. I got a wife. I have my own family I have to take care of. This is just a game. But if you are a gamer who likes to compete a little bit and like to challenge yourself, you get into these things to escape from life's stress and like to challenge yourself and come in here, well, take up these challenges. Think about what you're putting into contributing to your guild. When you're in a territory battle, what are you contributing to these platoons? Are you putting in fresh meat out of the academy, new boots who have no battle experience at all? Or do you want to put someone who's going to make all the difference to your guild's battalion? What kind of platoon are you going to squad up for your guild? It's things to think about. So, I'm going to run another battle. I got 2 more to run. I know Palpatine and Tarkin are 2 that I could contribute, so it might be in my best interest not to let them participate in a battle so I can contribute them. I do need to take a look at the northern territories. Platoon. What kind of squad members are they looking to recruit? Or was I already up here? So, okay, the Praetorian Guard, or they call them the Royal Guards. That's from the George Lucas era. I actually don't mind Disney giving them an actual suited name, because most of Lucas's troopers had suited names, and Royal Guard, that was just stemming off the fact they were protecting Palpatine, but as we've seen, they do serve other purposes besides just that. So Praetorian Guard, Palpatine, and Tarkin for me. And you got to decide for yourself about your characters where you're at. But for me, and that TIE fighter pilot, I'm on the fence with. I would consider him as a last resort, just to make sure the squad is being filled in. But since I imagine there's got to be other members who have a TIE fighter pilot much higher geared up than mine, I would almost want to sit back for a minute and watch to see if someone does fill this TIE fighter pilot with theirs, if they have a higher geared TIE fighter pilot than mine. Any lower than this, then he definitely is not contributing anything to the platoon. So, I'm willing to contribute my TIE fighter pilot, but I also have a feeling, I know there's members who have their TIE fighter pilots stronger than mine right now, and that TIE fighter pilot would make all the difference. It would make more difference than mine could right now. I also know I'm in the laid-back guild, so I might want to bounce in and out, kind of incognito myself with the guild territory battle and watch to see if this gets filled in, hoping that it's not filled in by someone weaker than mine. If no one fills it in with a TIE fighter pilot stronger than mine, then yeah, maybe I can throw mine in just to make sure the platoon is being filled in. That way we are still at least having something contributed to our level ups in these. Anyways, back to the battle. So I know for me, I'm going to want to, in fact, honestly, I should just go ahead and do it. Do we have anything to, okay, we got The other thing to look at is these. Go away. These right here. One territory is going to require less measuring up for the star victories than the others. You see that? It kind of jumped. The Southern requires 36.5 million for the first star victory. The George Factory, the Northern Territory, requires 65, way more. It's going to require a lot. And these battles are not easy. This Northern Territory phase, I would almost leave to probably the members that are much stronger than me, because they could probably conquer that much quicker than some of us that are still in build-up phase. I mean, I'm kind of in the crossroads between build-up and trying to inch in their direction if possible. It's not going to happen overnight, especially if I'm not a pay-to-play player. So if I want to contribute to anything, I'm better off contributing down here. And just to make sure I don't accidentally throw in my Tarkin, Tarkin, I mean, someone's got to have a stronger Tarkin, but I think there's going to be other Tarkins wanted as well. But Gear Tier 12 is still not bad. It's not 13, it's not a Relic Amplified, but it's better than a purple Gear Tiered. And for Geonosian, Tarkin would be badass in a Hoth territory battle, but this one, I mean, they're just tickling the platoon, taking him out if everyone else is Relic Amplified. So it is things that needs consideration and thought process. I am very reluctant about throwing my Tarkin in, just because I feel like someone could have a stronger Tarkin than mine, but there's more than one spot needing a Tarkin. And to save the risk of someone throwing in a weaker Tarkin, I'll throw mine in. So, onto those. I need to do something with my Palpatine. I guess he was not needed in the Southern Territory. So, where was he needed? Up in this Northern. Where did I see him? There he is. Yeah. Okay. We'll put him here. So I'm kind of contributing to both Northern and Southern territories there. My TIE Fighter pilot, I'm not comfortable throwing him into a platoon just yet, but I'll keep him on. I can keep him as reserve, just in case I need him to help fill in wherever a fill-in is needed. Because that would be understandable. Okay, so, you know what? I'm going to run pure Inquisitors on this one. I'm going to save my Darth Vader because I imagine there's a squad that would need him. Considering I'm running out of Relic Amplified characters, that Darth Vader can compensate the difference. I'm going to go manual and get rid of the Jedi Consular. He is a healer. Great. We got a Taunter. Great. Just great. Go away. Leave me alone. If I want to bully your healer, I'll bully him. I'll bully who I want to bully out of your squad. Get out of my way. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. At least that Jedi Consular is not a Resurrector. I mean, it could be worse. He could be a Odaka or a Mother Talzin. Or that clone medic. But I still would advise getting the healer out too. I mean, If anything, in comparison to Doc and Mother Talzin, Jedi Consular, he's probably more like less like the rook or a bishop on a chessboard. You can probably look at your attackers as almost like, well, you can probably look at your supports as like knights, maybe, and your attackers as almost pawns, or maybe switch the two. I don't know. That's kind of a tricky one. Like I said, I have a chess player mentality, and of course, having kind of a life with military influence, that also doesn't, that kind of plays a factor in the way I think in all this. Now, I'm open to other advices and suggestions, and maybe point out some any oversights I might have had. I was never a commanding officer myself. I did help as a XO a couple of times, but that was usually kind of last minute backup. I really don't have a whole lot of that level of experience. So I mean, if there's anyone that does, that's seeing something I'm not, definitely contribute in the comments. I got an open mind for learning. That's the one thing I love about chess is when I lose, there's always something to learn from it. You can play back the moves that were made and see where your mistakes were at, and you can use it backtrack to where your first mistake might have been, and then try to replay it to see what the winning moves would have been. And a lot of times you can do the same thing with this too, actually. With the Star Wars guys who are heroes, you can, I mean, granted, you lose the battle, you lost the battle, but like I said, this territory battle, it's going to come back again. It's going to cycle again, probably like next month or something. You can learn from it. Of course, in that time, you'll also be hopefully muscling up your characters too. Okay, we need to get rid of the Resurrector over here. If I want to kill your men, I need them to stay dead. That includes you. Take them out. And when I say take him out, not on a date. Don't just tickle him. Take him out of the picture. About as badly as you'd want to get rid of the queen off your chessboard. Get him off the board. He's too important to his squad. We don't need that. Okay. I'm going to suck the life out of you. So close to getting him. This taunter would get out of my way. Okay. Now he's pretty low. I mean, it's ideal, assuming no one else tries to taunt me, that I get the medic out. There. So I got the medic and the leader out of the picture. That's not bad. And the taunter. So now I can keep my focus on the other three. Trying to see if I can't even down these guys. Sometimes you need to. You can kind of file them evenly down together. That's one thing I tend to find myself having to do with the Night Sisters. This guy is actually pretty close to death, so would make our battle load much easier if we just got him out of the picture. And the other guy's gone Spectre mode. Yeah, you can't hide from my zapper. Take him out of the picture. There we go. Final encounter. If I'm not mistaken, I think Luminara and Dolly has healing abilities, so I definitely want my focus on her. I'm about to lose my healer. Damn. Dude, stop taking my focus away from your Jedi. Well, we got her in special damage. There we go. I'm trying to remember Ayala's Cura, but... And correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like she has effects that, if not heals, tanks her squad, so... That clone lieutenant, though, he's doing what a good lieutenant would do. Pulling the attention away from everyone else. Although I had one lieutenant we did not need our attention to. Yeah, well, I might not see this battle phase all the way through. I got close. I'll still, to make sure it's what I got, the progress I did get locked in. Let him kill me off. Wasn't without attempt of trying, though. I do need to muscle up my Inquisitors a little bit more against Jedis. So, take note of that. Like I said, every loss has a lesson. Thrawn, you are going to be the first one out of the picture. Like I said, it's almost ideal that I keep that TIE Fighter pilot in reserve. I might have wanted to split my Inquisitors instead of throwing them all in. But I'm curious to see. I want to believe my Darth Vader can actually pull this off. But I also needed to bear in mind I might be getting a little cocky with myself. A little arrogant. Let my ego get the better of me. So, after this, I'll keep that TIE Fighter pilot on reserve, but I'll deploy the rest. So... I could have sent my Darth Vader in as a Lone Ranger. Probably still wouldn't have been ideal. Especially on the Geonosis battle. What am I doing? Pay attention. Ah, crap. Now I've been taunted. Get that off of focus. Go away. What makes you think I want to stare at you this whole battle? Well, that was a bad move. I killed your friend for a reason, dude. Really? Boy, they're just protecting their medic. Boy, you throw your Darth Vader out in front of a bunch of clones, it really pisses them off. There we go. Jeez. That came close to feeling like a Night Sister battle. whenever they're done tickling me. Yeah. Well, maybe not saying Darth Vader's a complete Lone Ranger, but I probably should have split some of my Inquisitors. That could have helped, possibly. But now to deploy. Like I said, the Southern Territory requires less to reach that first star. So, but in case I need my TIE Fighter, I'm really reluctant to hold them reserve. If I don't see anyone fill in those TIE Fighter pilots with, at all, preferably with a higher TIE Fighter pilot geared up higher than mine, then I can throw mine in before the phase is over. But I'm not comfortable with him in a platoon enough to just throw him in that easily. I mean, I was barely comfortable with Tarkin. So, I mean, Tarkin was okay to an extent, but I don't doubt there's a member with a better Tarkin than mine. But compared to that TIE Fighter pilot, and the risk of someone putting a weaker Tarkin in place, split the difference, I suppose. But that is my contribution for now. Like I said, I'll probably come back later and take a look to see what's been filled in for the TIE Fighter pilots. If it's a higher gear tier than the one I've got, then I'll throw mine into the deployment. But if it hasn't been filled in, then I'll throw my TIE Fighter pilot in, but reluctantly. I'll keep him on reserve just in case we do need him. In that sense, just a matter of trusting the other guild members to participate and be able to kind of analyze the board, weigh the pros and cons of the moves. This is a tougher territory battle, and I can see when a member, especially one who's still trying to make sense of the game or building up, when they take a look at this one compared to the Hoth battle, they might be a little intimidated by it. I can understand that. And that right there is kind of where I would advise guild leaders to kind of step in to help those members kind of have an idea of what they can do to try to still contribute, even if it's not much. Especially for a laid-back guild. A laid-back guild obviously is not asking for much other than participation. And for that member, participation is still in his or her best interest, because it makes all the difference in their own personal individual gameplay outside the guild. It still is going to impact them. So whether it's for the purpose of what you're contributing to the guild, but also a matter of what they're contributing to themselves for their individual gameplay. It goes both ways. So at this point, all I can do is kind of sit back and watch and see what happens. With that was Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, Guild, Territory Battle, Geonosis, Separatist Might. Subscribe to the channel, like the videos, comments, questions, suggestions down below. And may the Force be with you.